moment as we prepare to live stream across platforms, Zoom, YouTube, across dimensions, to other worlds of then and now, to the ancient and the new. And welcome in, everyone. I am Emer Stassen, your host for today, and Michelle, your first in here. As always, welcome, Michelle. And to those of you here, let us know who you are and where you're calling in from. And I know Michelle is in England, in the UK, another dear soul sister. So yeah, gosh, I almost feel a bit out of practice now because it's been a few days since we wrapped up and had our final live call and the final interviews wrapped up. So yeah, I feel like it all passed in a kind of a powerful blur. And here we are, like the week after this amazing Golden Grail portal that opened. And yeah, we're changed utterly. A beautiful beauty is born, to change a line from poetry. So it's wonderful to see so many of you here and to feel your energies. And yeah, let's take a moment to drop in here and to connect with each other's energy around the world, and to feel the power of when we gather in circle in this way, online, globally. We can't see each other, but can we feel each other? And each of us stepping in brings me so much joy. And just honoring where we are right now on our spiral journey on the path. And honoring this moment here with each other together again in this lifetime as soul sisters and brothers here on our unique missions, but ultimately to step into our new earth, 5-dimensional Tara is what I call it, but in a lighter, less dense, more vibrationary depth and sense and breath. So yeah, feeling our feet upon the earth where we reside now and inviting our roots to travel down into the earth, into the boglands, past the crystal caves and waters and rivers and rocks and stones. And when we reach the core of Mother Earth, the womb at the center of our earth, let's give her a little hug of thanks and acknowledgement for supporting us at this time and reminding us of the utter beauty that is all around us all of the time. When we care to feel into that and dare to resonate and vibrate at the same resonance as the heartbeat of our mother. And this is definitely something that's really deepened for me since this soul gathering completed last week, is this immense love of the Magdalene Witch and the depth of that and the protectiveness of that as well. So on that note, let's imagine that we are all surrounded by beautiful protective energy of whatever elemental feels right for you. I'm seeing a ring of fire, a circle of fire, connecting and surrounding each one of us and collectively as well. So that only that of divine high vibration may enter. Only that serves us may enter this space for the time that we're here together now for the next 60 minutes-ish. So I don't know if it's coming through, but my dog is chewing very fervently his toy. So yeah, that keeps him occupied. But thank you for being here. And thank you for walking with me and the Magdalene Witches, with all of the speakers who generously gifted their time for the Golden Grail Soul Gathering. And yeah, it wouldn't be anything without your responses and that beautiful, how we activate each other on this spiral journey. So hello again to Michelle, High Spirit Talk, Lizzie, hello Mondi from Houston, Texas, and Michelle's in Suffolk, UK. Hi Colleen from Salt Springs, British Columbia. Hi Catherine from Poland, Roxanne from North Carolina. Hello Katerina in Germany. Hi, Kathy from Chicago. Hi, Jonathan from Palo Alto. Tall Tree. Oh, that's gorgeous, in California. Hi, Sonia. So wonderful to be here. Hello, Glennies from Kiora from Christchurch in New Zealand. Amazing. Hi, Maria from Denmark. Beth in Porthcrawl, South Wales. Hello. Hello, Jeanette from the Rocky Mountains in British Columbia and Canada. Hi, Anne in Era in Ireland. Welcome. Hi, Deborah from Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. Wow, we've got the tribe here from British Columbia. Welcome in. A huge thank you for the recent conference. Loved every minute of it. Thank you. I loved every minute of it too. Hi, Jonathan. You lived in England for a year, a long time ago. Welcome in here. Hello, Victoria from Hungary. Janine from Yorkshire in the UK. Hi, Tina from Denmark. Isn't this wonderful? Anne from Minneapolis in Minnesota. Hello, Venus Queen. You bring the love and the queendom here today. What magical time of day. It is 7 minutes past 7. Ooh, 7:07. Witchy time. Yeah. So the sun is still out. It will stay bright here in Scotland till after 10:30. Almost 11 o'clock. And this is the summer solstice season where it is. There's so much daylight at this time. Hi, Karen from Indiana Dunes, Lake Michigan. Wow. Marguerite from Albuquerque. Karen from California. Christine from Santa Fe. Olive from Montserrat. Woo, I could just see the messages just keep on coming. Hi, Laura in Prestwick in Scotland. Angel in Maryland, Sharon in Michigan. Oh my goodness, Sylvia in New Mexico, Karen in Wisconsin. Wow, global, Panya in New York City, but seeking my traveling shoes. Oh, that's gorgeous. Santa Barbara, Serena. Hi, Lika in Loysden in the Netherlands. Faye from Cumbria, Lake District. Hi, Vicky in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Gorgeous, someone else. Hello, Jan from the Blue Ridge Mountains. Whoa! Spirit Talks have to go in a bit. Yeah, you can connect back in and it'll be on YouTube as well, the replay. Sistership Circle, preparing baby back ribs for tonight. You're late. Well, food is always important, isn't it? Ah, Venus Queen, I ask if you do any daily rituals or practices, and also do you do any magic or spells? I consider myself, hello, Kristen from West Virginia. I call myself an earth witch and a word witch. And I feel like the language that we use, the poetry I share, the stories cast spells in their own right. I walk the land, I commune with the trees. So it's actually something I was thinking of the other day in, yeah, it's not like I go through like a spell book and create spells, but it's the way I show up in the world is spellbinding. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Are there any particular spells you would like to know more about? Let us know in the chat. Hello, Laura in the Netherlands. Lovely to see you here. And let's know who's over on YouTube as well. Yeah, so as we get settled in here, I'll put the kettle on the boil. We'll have our nice warm drink if that's what you need. The temperature has dropped here a little bit in Scotland. It's down to 17 degrees Celsius right now. We had all seasons today. And as we settle in, I'll share what we're going to be exploring today in this webinar. It is like a follow-up. It's just nice to bring some spaciousness to the portal that we've just stepped through and out the other side. That was the soul gathering, the Golden Grail, the rise of the Magdalene Witches. And this is like another close in the loop of wrapping things up. And thank you all for all the feedback and the glorious words and the love. And it's so heart-opening, all that you're sharing with me. I'm taking my time to read through all the feedback for those of you that have completed the form. And yeah, it really is just beautiful to know how we can show up as ourselves and create ripples and influence in such a gorgeous, organic, natural way. So I'm going to share with you, I did a fire walk on Saturday night, and I'm going to share with you my experience of that from a witch perspective. It was unexpected and yeah, very transmutative, if that's a word. And then I'll share some of the insights since the soul gathering has wrapped up and what has been bubbling up from there. And yeah, and more questions as well. And then I have a new program to share that was bubbling up over the course of the soul gathering, and all the parts of it came together today. Literally, it's hot off the press, so I'll share that with you towards the end as well. So it's just our time to hang out, enjoy each other's companies, ask questions, say hi to each other. Hi, Ava in Germany. Hi, Leanne in Lincoln, Nebraska. And yeah, just to, hang out. And what better way to spend an evening or morning or wherever you are. Now, I know there's people over on YouTube. I can't see the live chat for some reason. So we'll see if we can rectify that so we can see if anyone's chatting to us over on YouTube. So yeah, fire. Fire, and what is our relationship with fire? Is it something that you enjoy? Is it something that you turn towards to warm your hands and warm your soul? Or is it something that you stay away from and do not wish to go near? Well, for me, I have a stellium of planets in Sagittarius, so I've been told fire is my element. I'm all pretty much fire, which is why I call myself Earth Witch and walk the lands for that balance. But oh my goodness, hello everyone over on YouTube. Hi, Britt from Winnipeg in Canada. Hi, Linda from Florida. Hi, Ashley in Virginia. Hi, Rick from Pennsylvania. Hi, Fred. How are you doing? From Victoria, British Columbia. Hi, Alma from Galway. How are you doing? Ooh, glad I checked in with the chat there. So I signed up for a fire walk in Lendrick Lodge, where I'll be running an in-person retreat in October. Details on my website, emerstassen.com. The adverts are coming in thick and fast already. And I signed up for it not really thinking, from a witch perspective, how this would be. It's just something that I thought, this sounds exciting, I'm going to do it. So as I arrived there, it was just beautiful to land on these sacred Celtic lands of the Druids and the witches, and to be there as the new version of the Magdalene Witch that I am. And the beginning of the ceremony, it was a few hours long, was where we walked barefoot down to the pyre where the fire would be lit. And it was all stacked up really beautifully, neatly, with these beautiful logs and wood and newspaper in between. And as we gathered, there were about 50 of us or more. We gathered in circle around the fire, and our guide was talking us through the different rituals of the fire walker and why it's such a transmutative aspect of life, as a way of leaning into our fears, releasing our fears, and calling in what we'd like to have happen in our world, in our life, for each other and for others as well. So it's incredibly, incredibly healing. And as I stood there watching the pyre, I just had this wave of dread come over me. And as I share this, I'm feeling the chills. I'm standing there barefoot, looking at this pyre, and I'm wondering, whose turn is it to be thrown into the fire? Which one of us here was going to die tonight? Which one of us was going to be their unfortunate ending? I couldn't believe I was having these thoughts. And of course, it was connecting to witch persecutions of past lives, standing there before even a flame had been lit. So our guide turned to 2 young children that were there and taking part in this event and chose them to light the fire. And it was really beautiful and sacred as they stepped forth, and the pyre very quickly caught fire and turned into this inferno. And I just watched in awe at this elemental that we as witches, as wise ones, as the ones that didn't follow the rules, were fully in our power. And because of that, were persecuted and thrown into these flames, or, you know, treated in horrific ways and killed in horrific ways. So all of this from standing in front of the pyre and signing up for this event, which had only just begun. And the heat from the fire and the orangey glow as it licked up towards this tree that was towering over the river. And you could hear the flow of the river behind it. So standing barefoot on the earth, fire elemental, the water, and then the air fanning the flames as we all watched on. All generations, all genders, and the children as well. It was so very powerful. And this was my moment to realize that what I was about to embark on was all about befriending the flames at a much deeper level than I thought was ever possible, because fire was turned against us as witches. Fire killed us, burnt us to death. And fire didn't want to do that. Fire was turned against us. So now it was time to turn back towards the fire and fully reclaim our inner flames. And I was thinking about this today, that it actually then came full circle on the spiral to where this soul gathering came from, when Bridget stepped towards me with the flicker of the flame in the palm of her hand and handed it over to me. To feel your fire, to feed your fire, to dance the fire and be the fire. This was another completion of the spiral from February time to now in June time. So with all of that, once the flames had died down and a few hours later, the fire walking began. And have any of you here, just let us know with a yes or a thumbs up, have you done a fire walk before? Because honestly, highly recommend it. I didn't actually feel the fear, and it's a choice whether you want to walk across the red hot embers or not. So it's the embers you walk across of the wood and not while it's still flaming. So our guide raked out the embers and then just opened it up to which ones of us wanted to walk over the fire. And you walk with purpose, as if you're on a mission, looking straight ahead, and you have your intention in your heart and shout it out to the witnessing circle. So off we went, just in a beautiful spiral line, looping back round and round, and we walked over as many times as we wished. So at first it was, I'm really doing this. I'm going to do this. And then you step on to the embers and you just keep walking, and really only in about 3 or 4 steps, you're over to the other side, and you've done it. You've done it. You've faced the fear. You've befriended the flames. You've connected souls to soil, souls to fire, and danced upon this elemental again, igniting even more divine sparks within. And then we all got a bit braver and started taking each other's hands. So a dear soul sister, Jen, who I know will be watching this, who's still in Lendrick on a course, we took hands and walked over together. And then there were 3 of us, 3 witches who took hands and walked over together. And some of the guys as well, we were holding hands, walking over. And then we all would hug each other every time we walked over. We just had to hug each other. It was so joyful and so much fun. And we just kept going like that. And then our guide, then the fire tender, once we had honored ourselves individually, then it was time to honor the collective or other members or communities. So that was probably the most catalytic and transformative part for me, because I stood by myself, took a deep breath, and then stepped on to the fire embers and just shouted out, "The witches! I am honoring the witches." Because I'd felt before then, when the fire was ablaze, before we did the fire walk, that there were witches trapped in the flames, that they were trapped because of the traumatic death. And this, me walking over and honoring them, calling out their names, and the whole circle repeated after me, "The witches," that then they could be released to return and heal back to source. Tingles there. So that was the beautiful, beautiful ceremony. There were other parts to it. There was a bagpiper piping us in with the music, and it was all very, 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 very sacred, very sacred. Yeah, Panya's sharing, I want to do it. Sonia's saying, I haven't done it. What do you do? Yeah, you literally walk over the embers, and it's amazing. It doesn't hurt. You kind of walk over, and there might be like an ooh when you realize what you're doing. But yeah, you feel some heat, but it doesn't hurt. I have no blisters, and my feet just felt so activated. All the points in my feet were like buzzing. Yeah, and the bagpipes as well, and the drums and the rattles, and it was very celebratory. So I'm sharing all of that because it was unexpected. I thought I'd be diving straight into the soul gathering and talking about that, but it was like another aspect of the spiral that we're all walking on, and befriending the elementals at much deeper levels. Yeah. And Venus Queen is asking, why don't you feel it? Psychologically, I don't know, because, it was that sense of purpose that we walked across it with at speed. Some people danced and twirled around it and stomped on the embers. And yeah, you don't feel it. I don't know why. The 2 little girls that were there, they kept walking, with their little tiny feet. They kept walking over it and back again, hand in hand. So yeah, I don't know why we don't feel it. It's we're honoring and respecting this elemental, and it's almost like it's reciprocating by not burning us this time round. Yeah, very interesting. So that was closing the loop to Bridget's flame and the Magdalene flame, where this soul gathering all began. Oh, and Vicky sharing, you've done it. We hosted a firewalk at our house a number of years ago. Powerful, really powerful. And I feel the effects are still landing and integrating within me as well. So that was the firewalk. And I know more will come from that, and that really strong healing aspect of recognizing the pain and then reclaiming the power more fully of this elemental. And yeah, it was beautiful. And then we all went inside and had cream sponge with jam. It was the most delicious slice of cake I've ever had after all that fire walking. Yum, yum, yum. Everything tastes better after walking on fire. So I had this realization this morning that Yeshua walked on water and the Magdalene walked on fire. So this is an important part of the journey. Michelle, I'd walk across fire for a slice of cake. Yeah, me too. I'd do anything. And I didn't even know the cake was coming. So yeah, very, very transformative. So on to the Golden Grail soul gathering that has just happened. My goodness, what a portal we opened with all of this exploration, all the different talks, all the different activations and new knowings. So there's a few things that they're new or kind of developed knowings for me. And yeah, something that was maybe I hadn't thought about or unexpected was the outpouring of love. Like this felt like the most loving soul gathering online event that I've ever done. This is number 5. And it really, really did. But also that choice then as loving beings that we are, that ultimately this is what we're stepping into and returning to back to love. And not in a, oh, we're all returning to love, but in a really like love, powerful, grounded, I am fire, I walk on fire kind of way, you know, if that makes sense. Because I was at this event at my son's school, and part of it was going to be the celebration of Mass, Catholic Mass. And I just wondered, how am I going to show up for this? Am I going to sit there and be angry and triggered and or I'm going to show up as the Magdalene Witch that I am. This was just on Friday. And I'm going to receive the consecrated host. This sounds a bit sacrilege. I'm going to share it anyway. I'm going to receive it as a Magdalene Witch. And I'm going to eat this as my body that I am reclaiming, and my blood that has always been mine and has been unlocked now in the Golden Tabernacle. So that's what I did. And yeah, Riley agrees too. He's on watch. He's guarding the perimeter. And with that showing up, that conscious choice of I'm showing up as a Magdalene Witch, sitting at the back of the gym hall, nobody needs to know. But the love, oh my goodness, the whole of the primary school was there. All these gorgeous, loving, beating hearts. There was so much love in the room. Like I was having this experience, like this loving awakening. Does anyone else feel this? There's so much love here and so much power and so much strength in that. So it was a real eye-opener, heart-opener as well, of the ways that we can reclaim this part of ourself, as someone I saw the reclaim word there, and show up as the Magdalene Witch or as the person that we are. Because that is impenetrable. That's what I realized. Nothing can harm us when we're in this state, this core aspect of who we are. And it surprises me, as maybe it surprises you, that I'm talking about this. You know, I've been talking about the witches for so many years now after my witch awakening on the Lionsgate 2020, and bringing in the Magdalene aspect to this creates an alchemical reaction of Magdalene Witch, love. Magdalene Witch, love. And that is the divine spark. I'll be sharing more of that in the new program that has bubbled up. Yeah, I'm just reading through the comments here. Oh, Kristen is sharing that you burnt your hand really badly about 3 weeks ago. And after the talks for the soul gathering, I had the realization that I've been burnt by fire and you lived. Wow. Your skin regrew like the snake. Ooh, tingles felt like some deep multidimensional healing. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Kristen. I'm glad the skin regrew. But that connection to past lives, that is so healing, isn't it? Oh yeah, Michelle is sharing so much rich wisdom, filled you with a sense of your own wisdom. And hi to Riley. Yes, he's gone back to sleep now. Sonia, how did you feel taking the sacrament as a witch? It felt so ridiculously crazy, so naughty, and so good. So good. And as I took it, then in my mind, I'm saying, blessed be the Magdalene Witch. And then I snaked my way back in amongst the children that were sitting on the ground and, saying to myself, I am Magdalene Witch. I am Magdalene Witch. So it really felt mischievous and really important, like a huge step of reclamation, because losing my religion, that's going to be a whole chapter in my book. It has been a whole process over the years of turning away for, lots of reasons. One being, where is the feminine in all of this? And then the Magdalene Witch is going, well, come back, come back. There's magic here. There's mysteries here. There's medicine here that you are ready to receive now. That the anger has receded a little bit, still here, still few, but come back and receive the gifts. So thank goodness I have, because this is where the portal of the tabernacle opened up for us to retrieve our treasures, retrieve our soul gifts. So yeah, these are the everyday ways we're reclaiming these parts of ourselves. Yeah, Patnia is sharing reclaiming, yeah, with a C, capital C. Magdalene Witches here to share from the Book of Love. Ooh, I love that. That's what the summit reconnected you with. That is gorgeous. Wow, how powerful. Oh, and Michelle's sharing, bringing the love back to the church. Yeah, yeah. And Leanne saying, I want to know more about the Book of Love. Yeah, me too. Is that one of the Gospels of Mary? Venus Queen, I love the interview that gave the history of Mary Magdalene as an actual historical being. Yeah, that was Win Tyree. Yeah, really fascinating. And Christine is saying, I have more clarity on my calling to share with others how to experience their light and love, to live the love you are. That's so beautiful, because that's another aspect of what I learned, like the abundance of love. And I felt, it's not just words that I'm sharing, it's that like all body, like, wow, this is amazing. This feels so good. I feel so protected and supported on this journey. And the other aspect is that this is, as many of you will know, it's such an embodied journey. What we're learning here, what we're sharing with each other. Yes, there's aspects from the books, but we're taking that as a springboard to dive in to our own gnosis. And that's what Magdalene Witches are showing me, that it's in here. And I know this in here, but now I'm really knowing this and trusting this, that the experiences, the words, the encounters, the songs, the birds, the dog on guard are all part of the journey and the synchronistic messages when we have eyes to see and ears to hear, to quote an amazing person. Ooh, so that was another aspect. So the outpouring of love, how deeply embodied this journey is and continues to be. And yes, that we really are. When I was brought in meditation to the temple of Dundera, and there's Hathor and the Marys and the Cailleach Witch, they're all there, and Bridget. And I realized then that actually they're holding the flame for us to build and create the new temples of the now that we're needing, so that the Holy Grail held within the Holy of Holies of the temple of the tabernacle is all of us. It's yes, our womb, our heart, our soul. It's so many different aspects to us. So what's the Holy Grail for you? And that it's this quest to return to the source truth of who we are, to this divine spark of love, and to emanate that and radiate that out into the world. Yeah, without being preachy about that, just being that. I'm sure others have said this, but it feels like new information to me. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, that this Golden Grail quest, we all have different ideas and gnosis of what it means for each one of us. So that's the question of what does it mean for you now? And for me, it's about reclaiming all these fragmented soul parts in the form of our treasures, our gifts, really reconnecting with our true voice of what wants to be shared through us and in what way as well, whether it is going live on YouTube and having a chat or in whatever way. Yeah. And then there was the encounter with the rose. And the rose did play a prominent role in this soul gathering. So the painting behind me is by my daughter, and many of the artwork that was in the summit registration page was by my two daughters, Kira and Aisling. So with their permission, although Aisling said, I don't remember saying yes. I'm sure you did. You signed it here. So the rose and the flower and the delicate blooms. So that was a real surprise and unexpected for me, was that true encounter with that wild rose while out walking Riley. And really spending time with Rose, admiring her, smelling her, sticking my nose right in there to sniff her scent in a kind of feral way, and just watching her every day, visiting her on each walk and just noticing how she changed from the full 5-petal flower to then just allowing the petals to drop in the wind and to allow herself to be as nature intended her to be. And that then these little heart-shaped petals were on the path for us to follow along. It was really beautiful. And the center part, when I look in, is emerald green on that particular rose. And the pollen is golden yellow. And then the petals are white and pink. So that was a really beautiful surprise, the encounter with Rose and the anointing of the third eye, and just spending time with her and sharing that poem as I did in my talk about being kissed by the rose, which now for me is a Venusian rose. Yeah. Thank you, Panya. You love the painting in the back. The blooming soul. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, they're great, aren't they? And Aisling, she did that when she was 14, so that's a year ago. She's 15 now. Yeah, so they were some of the highlights. Karen's sharing Montsegur, the last place the Book of Love was present. Whoa, that is an amazing link. Ooh, that feels like a really important link. Thank you for sharing. That gives me chills of the good kind. And Michelle saying our summer of sovereignty. Yes, reclaiming our sovereignty. Oh, and Karen's also sharing, follow Kathleen McGowan. I'll share this chat when I share the replay so you can all see historical Mary Magdalene. Oh, you're attending her retreat next week in southern France. Oh my goodness, I'm well gel. Oh, Jessica is sharing, such a miracle to feel this group field so in my bones. Oh, yes. Though we are strangers, we're sisters through this work. Yes. And we have some brothers here too. Thank you. Deep gratitude, dear Emer. You're so welcome. I need this live and in person in my life for real. This is my learning. Yes. And we can bring this to life, can't we? By meeting like this. The Cathars conversation where you heard the language that they taught from the Book of Love. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, and that was another big eye-opener for me. I had written about the Cathars in my writing. However, I didn't know much about them. So the talk, in particular from Taria Ward, about the Cathars was just so moving. And it felt really important that they had a voice here in this event, celebrating them and honouring the Magdalene Witches and the Cathars, where this lineage has come from. And Sonia sharing wonderful, be naughty more often that way. Love, medicine, healing and gifts, receiving back to the female witches, yes. And Christine is sharing you've more clarity on your calling to share with others. Oh yeah, I read that already, but that's brilliant. Can never read it too many times to have clarity in your calling. I'm going up instead of down. Oh, Jonathan sharing, I also follow Kathleen McGowan. Wow, yeah, so there's someone to connect with. Panya, amazing talk. And Laura sharing, I am a bridge, Bridget, bringing this reclamation to Spanish-speaking Magdalene witches. Oh, that's gorgeous, Laura. Yes. Sonia sharing where I come from to have a cathar. It means you have oh yeah, a cathar. It means you have a cold. That's amazing. Oh, yeah, some of the highlights. Whoa, lovely fire emojis over here on YouTube. Befriend the flames. Love that. Yes. Hello, Alison from London. Welcome here. Alma Sunshine, I've done a few rounds of firewalk, truly healing. I love fire, my witch wound healed. And yeah, as I was befriending the flames of the fire and walking upon the hot coals, I felt it's like we all need to do this. Walk on fire, befriend the flames in whatever way. And yeah, it's incredibly healing, isn't it? Chills and tingles, yes. Oh, Willow's in the house with your emojis. Love them. Brit, love all your emojis over on YouTube. Brit saying hi, Riley. Yes. Woo. So, yeah, they were some of the key aspects. Let me think, is there anything? Ooh. Yeah, anything else? Many of the speakers as well, I shared your feedback with them and copied all of the comments from YouTube as well and shared them with each of the individual speakers. And many of them shared that this summit in particular felt so loving. So they were feeling that as well in the reaction and the response that they were receiving from their talks. So it's just this beautiful spiral of gathered souls bringing back the love, truly rooting it into our earth and healing that. And I don't know if any of you saw, like, I've seen talks on the Schumann resonance, and I feel a lot of that, what we were doing in that portal was contributing to the strengthening of the heartbeat of the mother. Yes, we can take credit, can't we? Yeah, why not? Cathar is from the same root as cathartic. Yeah, and I love that word, cathartic, cleansing. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. So that was the soul gathering. Another portal opened, and may that continue to ripple out to all of you. We can always take credit for love, yeah, that we add to the planet. Absolutely, that is our job. Nothing is going to stop us now. No. We can do this thing together. You know you're going to get me singing, putting that in there. So yeah, just let it grow. I just looked at one of my pictures there. It says grow love and show love, which is really beautiful. Yeah, it's what we're doing. Returning to love. The way of the rose, the way of the Magdalene Witch. So if anything else comes in, let's share it. Let's share our insights and the activations and the healings. May they continue. For now, I wish to move over and share with you this newest program that did bubble up during the Soul Gathering. And I called this webinar Lead Like a Magdalene Witch and Reclaim Your Golden Grail Soul Treasures. And when I called the webinar that, I didn't realize that I'd be then creating a 6-month online program of that very name. Oh, am I the only one laughing? No, hopefully you're laughing with me. And here it is, here with slight trepidation and a few little nerves that I will transmute in the fire. I'm sharing this, my latest little baby, hot off the block. I literally typed all this up today, decided to use the same beautiful banner that I used from the Golden Grail. Incidentally, this is Skellig Michael. Can't remember if I shared that, but my cousin took this photo, and from Dingle in the southwest of Ireland, where my mother's from and my relations all live. Hello, anyone in Dingle, if you're watching. And yeah, it's like everything's pointing here to this pyramid Skellig Michael, beautiful place where there are beehive huts and the monks communed, and it's on the Michael line, which then connects with the Mary line, and the Rose line is opening up, and particularly in Scotland, and all this magic is happening. So yeah, this is hot off the block, and I'll put the link in the chat here on Zoom. And if you're over on YouTube, I don't think I could put the link in, but if you go to my website, emerstassen.com, and then add on lead-like-a-Magdalene-witch, lead like a Magdalene witch, and there it is. So I'll share this with you. You can stay on, hang about. It won't be too long, and we'll chat and have questions at the end. Because, yeah, you'll actually receive a transmission by just listening to this and these words. Over the course of the portal of the Soul Gathering, some of the days I was doing free writing, and much of that has gone into this program. So yeah, it wasn't to free write for any purpose. It was just to express onto the pages the divine words of the Magdalene Witch. So lead like a Magdalene Witch and reclaim your golden soul, grail soul treasures. And if any of you had followed me for a number of years, my very first summit was Where's the F in Leadership? So it was exploring the feminine in leadership. And then I stepped onto the witchy path. But leadership, my past has been corporate training and developing leadership programs that then would end up being alternative leadership programs for the corporate world. So it's always been on my trajectory to explore different ways that we lead that feel completely authentic with who we are and who we are becoming, and that it invites in the Magdalene force, the feminine force, to combine and alchemize with the masculine force so that we can be really powerful leaders in that way. So in this container, it's going to start on the 20th of July. You don't even know what it is yet, but you can scroll down or look at the link yourself, because the 22nd of July is the Feast of Mary Magdalene. So we've got to start around that time, and it will go on for 6 months with a final celebration on the 11th of January. So classes are on Thursdays, because the instructions for me were very strong over the course of our gathering, where the Magdalene witches said and kept saying, take them to the heart of Tara, the heart of the rose. The emerald crystalline heart of Tara is the way of the rose. So this is about leading us and strengthening the connection and our vision to our new earth consciousness. There's so much talk about it. So many people are bringing this forward in unique ways. And I am one of them as well, leading the way, holding the torch, waving the flag. To really connect with what is our vision of the new earth, we really have to focus our attention on that, even with everything else that's going on in our world. Because me, Emer, little old me, and the Magdalene Witches are calling on you, torch holders, trailblazers, wayfarers, witches, Magdalene's witch, whatever you call yourself, mystics, priests, priestesses, healers, people of the light, people of the shadow, working in these ways, and great seers. If you're part of the tapped in collective consciousness, leading the way to unity, consciousness, and oneness, who is not afraid, or even if you are, you're going here anyway. You're stepping upon the fiery embers to go into the places that you most fear, to retrieve your lost gifts as treasures for this life, because this is our time, as it says here, to forge our own path along the Magdalene Witch trail, because you're not going to find your path in any book other than the book that I'm writing, perhaps. The map is yours to create now. Ooh, when you lead in the Magdalene Witch way. The map, is yours to create now when you lead in the Magdalene Witch way. I can feel the energy from that. So that's what we'll be doing in this program, is creating your unique map of what that is for you through the different teachings that I'll show you in a moment. So wherever you are on your journey, we're going to meet you where you are to step on the spiral, and that this is leadership power fueled by love. So I'll read this transmission that came through, and then I'll share the curriculum and the price, of course. Let go of the old ways, stories and myths. Unhook from all you know or think you know. The time is now to step into the mysteries, the unknown. We're here to walk with you. This is the Magdalene Witches speaking through me with us. You are and were never alone, sons and daughters of the moon. We're building new temples alongside the old for the new ways to birth. These ways of gold, 5D birthing temples of pure magic, drawing on ancient ways before the fall, before the reversals and direct inversions. So yes, we're going back to draw on the wisdom from those pure times to bring forth to the now across all these timelines. So within these temples, we connect to pure noble gold. Within these temples, we unite. This is the greatest reunion of the light. I love that. Magdalene Witches, we hold your treasured soul parts for you. Hidden, dormant, held safe from distortions. Draw back the red velvet curtains. Remove the thorns from your heart and soul, revealing your true gold, your inner temple and treasured soul. So you can return to this anytime to read these words. And these are the images that I've put in here of where we're being called into. So let me move to the curriculum. You can read through really the intention of this chalice container. Practice the resurrection mysteries, heal our witch wounds, journey to retrieve our sacred scripts, our gifts, our soul parts, and really envision and step in and be in our new earth. And that strengthens and contributes to the morphic field, I believe, and the vision becomes reality. So we meet on Thursdays at 3 p.m. UK time for 6 months. And each spiral, there's 6 spirals that I'll go through here, and each spiral contains 2 classes. So we're really going to go deep here. And this is the deepest dive that I've ever done before, may I add. And I am bringing together all the different aspects of what I've taught and learned. So if you hear some background noise, that's my daughter who's invited her friends home for a movie night. I told her, I'll be live on YouTube when you come in, so can you just keep it down? This is the reality of life here. Spiral 1, Earth, New Earth vision of 5D Tara, from burnt to reborn. Those of you who remember me sharing coming upon the burnt part of the woods and then witnessing the birth of the calf, the sacred cow, the calf. That's where these inspirations come from. So we'll journey to Tara, we'll strengthen our vision, we'll explore what this is, going from burnt in past lives, in this life, to being reborn anew with the support of Hathor and Bowen, the Irish cow goddess, as the sacred cows of these times. And you'll create your unique vision. I'll also share the Witch's Wheel that I teach in a separate program called Mentorship for Witches. That's a 12-month, that's a year-long program. But I'll show you the map and how it's populated. And then the instructions are to wipe it clean. Wipe it clean, because this is just a suggestion of a map, but you're going to populate your map as we walk the 6 months together. So by the end of this journey, you'll have your unique circle, leadership wheel, witch's wheel, containing all the different aspects of what you've experienced over the course of this journey. Isn't that great? And if the blank wheel or the blank slate feels scary, we're all in this together, walking with you, supporting each other. So lead like a Magdalene, walk like a witch, dance like Diana, speak like a serpent. This is the Magdalene Witch way. Spiral 2, we focus on water, the crystalline womb cave, crystal skulls, serpent river, and the myrrh beans. So all of this has come through journeys that I've been on, and that's where these ideas and downloads and uploads have come from. So we'll be journeying into the crystalline womb cave. This course and program, there will be some teachings and there'll be a lot of shamanic journeys, meditations, and then sharing, because we meet live. We'll be able to see each other on screen, so we'll get to know each other and we'll be sharing and supporting each other. So we'll also focus on the crystal skulls. I have a connection with the rose quartz crystal skull, and this is where the knowledge, the mysteries, the Holy Grail chalice is contained. And then the serpent rivers, this came through during the fire walk on Saturday, where the serpent became the river, became the ocean, and has messages for us. And the myrrh beans and their connection to the Marys. So very important. And then spiral 3 focuses on fire. And if you know me, or if you've had soul-based coaching from me, I focus a lot. We focus on metaphors and symbols. And over the last few years, I've been seeing stick symbols as I walk the path. And pie in particular is one that has spoken to me and come through the journeys. So we'll be exploring symbols as sigils. So your questions, Venus Queen at the very beginning, do I have magic spells? And well, working with symbols is a real source of magic for creating our unique spells. So that's what we'll be doing in this spiral for that month. I'm working with the pie portals and the round table technology connected to last year's summit, which is reclaiming the round table portal and what goes on there. And then I've just learned about the Golden Magdalene ratio. So we'll share more of that in this module. And with the support of Fire Dragon, to bring life, to thaw any of the frozen or stuck parts within us, and then to connect with your unique symbols that you're going to be working with. And I'll also share ways that I do work with these symbols. And ultimately it is, as we reconnect with 5-dimensional Tara with our new earth. It's bringing us back to the humanity that we were always meant to be, as royal, as noble, like gold, as pure, as harmonious, as loving beings. So this is a great big vision that we're all walking upon and acting upon and being. Spiral 4 of 6, bear with us, we're almost there, is the golden tabernacle and reclaiming your golden grail soul treasures. So we'll be doing this throughout the 6 months, but this we go even deeper in here to reclaim our treasures. The original purpose of the tabernacle, as the Magdalenes did, they walked on pilgrimage. So it was like this portable tent, but also, why was it so sacred, so holy of holy, protecting the Golden Grail, the Holy Grail? And all of this was stolen from us. And also, yeah, it's a way of offering safe passage. It's like a cylinder, like a light portal for safe passage for any stuck soul fragments to transition on or to return, and calling the lost souls of Tara home. And then spiral 5, look at this rose. Isn't she beautiful? Ether. Anointing with the rose, just like the anointing I received last week from Wild Rose. We'll focus on thorns, so I'll be sharing in different classes poetry that has come through, storytelling from personal experiences, and then journeying for you then to connect. So it really is truly unique. And the emerald crystalline heart of Tara. So teachings from the rose, removing these thorns and opening to the pink-hearted, soft, delicate, rose-petaled path that guides you home to love. These are all messages from Rose. Isn't that gorgeous? Can I comment on my own program? And then, finally, but not finally, because the spiral always continues, is stepping onto your throne, which were the instructions for me back in August 2020. Witches, rise up, return to your power. Witches, rise up, now is the hour. Witches, rise up and step onto your throne. Witches, rise up, it's time to come home. So this is the Cailleach stone throne of Loch Crew that you do climb up. It's big, it's huge, and your feet dangle over the edge. We're reclaiming our throne. You are re-inhabiting your throne. And we'll explore the resurrection mysteries, the golden light codes and the Golden Grail again, and what it means for you. This brings us into the time of winter solstice, because we'll be traveling from the season of Lunasa, the harvest time. What are we harvesting? Pure harvesting. And then moving through from Lunasa to autumn equinox, to Samhain, to winter solstice. So we're walking those seasons together over the course of this program. Really powerful. We're going from the light into the darkness, into the dark womb of the mother. Ooh, that gives me crown tingles. And then where would we be without, it wouldn't be the same without a bonus spiral. So as well as the 6 spirals, which equals 12 live classes, you have a bonus spiral on the 11th of January. And yeah, celebrating your journey, your unique map, your wheels that you've created, and the steps that you've taken to identify your Magdalene Witch leadership keys. And that's leading us into New Year 2024. So you receive so much in here. We have our teachable portal. Those of you that have journeyed with me before know all about that. And this is world changing. Dare I say that? Yes, we're changing the world with this work. So the roses are getting redder and more velvety here. And Yeah, we shall fully bloom again, just like the rose. We work with the elementals, befriending the elementals again, reclaiming the gnosis, excavating our truth. It will be shamanic, meditative. We meet live, we get to know each other, and we dare to walk in the burning embers once again. So your investment, you get a special price today until the 29th of June, which is in 3 days' time, the early bird of 777, 777. We are coming up to the 777 portal in July. And for this, you receive all of the above and great big hugs from me as a lifelong soul sister. So you can pay in full here, feeling brave, feeling the call, step in, click the button, join us. And option 2 is to pay over 6 months of installments of £135. So enrollment is open until the 17th of July, and the maximum, because this is live in a group, the maximum is 30 people on this. So it's just to remember that this is the work that we're doing. The Golden Grail portal that was opened during the soul gathering continues to strengthen and integrate. And if this is something that you want to go deeper with, then please do join me on this Golden Grail quest, is the word. And what I didn't add in there, which I'll honor, is that there's a fast action bonus. If you sign up within the next 24 hours, so it's 8 o'clock now here, UK, by 8 o'clock tomorrow, then you receive a soul-based coaching session with me over the course of the 6 months. We are here to keep the energy flowing, yes. So that is the delight that I'm sharing with you. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to join and walk with us. And I'll just go and look at your comments and any questions that you may have. Wow, over on YouTube, Alma is sharing, my cathar wound is so deep. I'm going to put my glasses on. Oh, I can see. I've yet to heal it. Climbed Montsegur a few years ago in my bare feet. Wow, good on you. The fear and fire, I can feel my throat when I'm reading this. In me, from my soul memory there is still present. I need to return again. Wow. I also felt the beauty way path of love at the core heart of the summit, Emer. It was beautiful. Wow, thank you so much. The beauty way path. That is gorgeous. Yeah, thank you, Wild, lovely one. You can put the link in the description after the live. I will do. I've just put it in there in the live chat, but I don't know if it's come through. That's so powerful, the cathars. Whew. And over here on Zoom, technology, feeding the love from Rotorua. I should know how to pronounce that because I've been there in New Zealand. That's gorgeous. I love that we're here from Canada to New Zealand to everywhere in between in our magical globe. Oh, your crucibles are magical. Thank you. I think. Jessica, delighted and laughing with you. Yes. Karen, love it already. Thank you. Yes. Laura is saying, please tell me more about what's happening here in Scotland. It's all happening here in Scotland, Laura, as you know, because you live here. There's a video, a YouTube video, if you look up Magenta Pixie, is her name, Magenta, and she has put up a series of YouTubes where she talks about the solstice portal on the 21st and how the rose lines are opening up. And in particular, the energy is really powerful in the UK around Glastonbury, but also around Scotland. Now they mention the Highlands of Scotland, so I don't know exactly where. They did also mention Roslin, but that's Edinburgh, that's not the Highlands, as we know. So it's Scotland, broadcasting from central Scotland here, and the energy is so powerful. And there's a little spider on my hand crawling around, giving me spidery love. So yeah, that's what's going on in Scotland. I can share the link with you afterwards if you want. Oh, Sue. Hello, Sue. The story of the Cathars is told in the Major Arcana of the Marseille Tarot. The book, The Secrets of the Tarot, explains this in more detail. Absolutely fascinating. Wow, that is. Thank you. Maria, a rainbow is appearing. Wow, is there? You know, there actually was a huge rainbow earlier. I went to pick up my daughter before this live, and it was the most magical rainbow. And that's connected to the round table, isn't it? Jonathan, one of Margaret Starbird's least known books connects the tarot with the history of the Cathars. That's amazing. Wow. Michelle, I'm feeling the ripples, waves of energy. Our hearts are the new temples. Yeah. Michelle, she's an artist. You can't stop their unique flow. It's so true. Kathy, I didn't realize the tie between the Cathars and the tarot. Yeah. Eels have been showing up for you, Michelle. That's so interesting. I just realized they're serpents of the river. That is so amazing, because that's what came through my journey on the fire walk. We did a journey first in preparation, and it was like this, yes, serpent that became the river. Yeah, wow. Jonathan, in Utopia, Magdalene's feast day, July 22, is written in shorthand 22-7, which is a close approximation of pi. Yes, and that is the Golden Magdalene ratio, 22-7. It's a really important ratio for the circle. And I was watching a talk on this, and it is how the Marys worked in circle together. And I do feel this is connected to the resurrection mysteries. Yeah, really fascinating. And pi as well, as the circumference of the circle and the portal. So yeah, we'll definitely be exploring more of that. Feels incredibly powerful. Count me in. You're in. We are here to keep the energy flowing. I'm in. Much love. Woo-hoo-hoo. Very beautiful, beautiful, exciting program. I hope to roll in about 2 hours. That's amazing. Thank you. Mondi, thank you, Emer. So beautiful. Michelle, I can feel the energy rising. This is truly medicine for the whole earth. It is. I'll see what I can do. Oh, yes, Michelle. I always love having you on these programs with your magical word witchiness. Karen, such a beautiful offering. Yes, thank you. Laura, great thanks. Iona is the Emerald Isle of Peace. And Iona is dove-shaped. So beautiful. And that's where Sarah went, isn't it? The daughter of Yeshua and Magdalene. Sonia, feeling the feminine love and healing power rising. It's wonderful. It really is. Michelle, I remember in a journey being shown us opening the energy lines of the earth by striking our swords on the rocks of the land. Oh, that's amazing. What's the title of Starbird's book you're referencing? Oh, Jonathan's saying you meant Europe. Yeah, I thought it was some exotic place that I was reading out. In Europe, Magdalene's feast day, yes, is July 22nd, yeah, which is why I wanted to start this program as close to that portal as possible. Oh, look at me, my glasses on. Yeah, I stopped looking at the chat there, so now I can see myself. Yeah, and also it runs over towards the Lionsgate portal, all these portals, which is the anniversary of my initial witch awakening 3 years ago. So lots of powerful portals that we're going to be walking through together. I wish I was in Scotland with you, Minnesota, USA. Blessings and peace and gratitude. So much love to you, Anna. And you can still join our online program because it's online. So Karen, yes, it is. So I was kind of debating what would be the best time. So it is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're 8 hours behind us. So it is 7 a.m. Pacific. So yeah, let's see who joins and see if we need to change that time, maybe make it a bit later. That's too early in the morning. But yeah, I was trying to kind of pick a time that felt like a good time. Personally, I'm a kind of morning and day person, and once it gets to this time of night, I'm kind of get snoozy. Not that you'd know it, because this witch has a lot to say. Okay. I can see we've been live for an hour, 15 minutes on YouTube, and we've had 27 people over on YouTube. And yeah, the numbers are dwindling here, but we had 65 live, which is absolutely wonderful. Okay, I said we'd be here for an hour. We've gone over the hour, as we do. It's been absolutely such an honor to be of service in such a wonderful way. And this is an outlet for me personally, for my creativity. If I didn't have these outlets to share all of this, I might burst, but maybe that isn't a good image to think about. So thank you all so much for being here on this journey. Thank you to all of you who purchased lifetime access to the Soul Gathering. I sent 2 rounds of donations to Cheryl Prince of 5D Theatre to support the production of her play Awaken, which has all been channeled by her and based on her past lives of persecution for being a witch, and to honor the witches. What better way is there to do that? So thank you to all of your emojis and the crown. Bye, Slán Ann. Lovely words of Irish. Slán go fóill. Signed up, please keep the time the same. Okay, Deborah, you've cast it in stone. Or I won't be able to attend as I have work right after class since it's early morning here. Okay, so early morning works then. That's great in British Columbia, Canada. Oh, I can't wait to meet you live. Panya, blessed be. Merry meet again. Leslie Ann, hi. Thanks. I'll watch the replay. Yeah, it'll be over on YouTube shortly. Well, it's still there on YouTube. Karen, I can do 7 a.m. That's great. Good. So that was my intuition, was like, what kind of time is going to work? So yeah, good to know. Bye, dear Emer. Thank you so much. Oh, it's just so wonderful. Will we do the long Irish goodbye? I see a question. Can you post the outline of the course? Yes, I can. I popped the link in the Zoom chat, but I'll put it in again there. It's on my website, emerstassen.com, and then it's lead-like-a-Magdalene-Witch. I'll make it public on my website as well, so you can access it without the link. I can't wait to witness what unfolds next for all of us. And this is such an exciting journey, isn't it? I could just keep going on, but I can feel my throat drying up now. Like you've said enough here. It's been so wonderful. Thank you all for being here. And if anyone has any questions about anything that came up for you in the Soul Gathering or anything about this upcoming program, just let me know. I am here at your service, always. Carlisle, is that how we pronounce your name? Thank you, Emer. The sun is rising here now. So beautiful to start your day. That is so lovely, isn't it? And as it rises for you, it's almost thinking about setting here in Scotland. So what a lovely way to end. Have a wonderful solstice. The portal is still open for 6 weeks in this solstice time, whether it's summer or winter in your neck of the woods. So thank you all. And everyone watching the replay, hello as well. And we will see you all again soon. Bye for now.